Every assumption we carried into the outer solar system was wrong. We expected frozen moons, silent worlds, craters stacked on craters, the archaeological record of a dead solar system sitting perfectly preserved in the cold. That is what our models predicted. That is what our intuition told us we would find. And for every moon we visited before this one, we were right. Then, Voyager 1 reached Jupiter in 1979. Its cameras turned toward the smallest of the 4 major moons, a body roughly the size of our own, and what the images showed stopped the mission scientists mid-sentence. The surface was not grey and cratered. It was yellow, red, black, alive with colour in a way that had no geological precedent anywhere in our solar system. And it was erupting, not in the past, not from ancient scars. Right then, actively, continuously, 8 volcanic plumes visible in a single frame. A moon caught in the middle of destroying itself in real time. Its name is Io. And nothing in the solar system, not Venus, not early Earth, nothing, comes close to what this world endures, every single second of its existence. The reason it burns will change how you think about gravity forever. To understand Io, you first have to stand in the shadow of what owns it. Jupiter is not a planet in the way the word implies. It is a gravitational empire. Its mass exceeds every other planet in our solar system combined, not added together, combined. And its presence warps the orbital paths of everything within hundreds of millions of miles. It holds 95 confirmed moons in its orbit. It generates a magnetic field 20,000 times stronger than Earth's. Its atmosphere contains storms that have been rotating continuously for centuries. Io orbits this at a distance of just 262,000 miles. For reference, our own moon sits 239,000 miles from Earth. Io is closer to Jupiter, a body 1,300 times the volume of Earth, than our moon is to us. The gravitational force Io experiences is not something we have a framework for on the surface of this planet. It is not a tide, it is not a pull. It is a constant, crushing planetary-scale compression that never relents and never weakens and has been in operation for 4.5 billion years. But Jupiter alone is not what destroys Io. What destroys Io is the argument. Io shares Jupiter's orbit with 2 other large moons, Europa and Ganymede, and through a precise gravitational relationship locked in over billions of years, their orbits align in a perfect repeating pattern. For every 4 orbits Io completes, Europa completes 2 and Ganymede completes 1. This is called the Laplace resonance. It sounds orderly. It is anything but. Every time these alignments occur, Europa and Ganymede pull Io gravitationally, not toward Jupiter, but away from it. Jupiter pulls in, the sister moons pull back, and Io, caught permanently between these opposing forces, is stretched and compressed in a cycle that has no end and no relief. Take a thick piece of metal wire, bend it back and forth, not once, constantly, without stopping. The wire heats, not because of any external flame, but because the friction of its own internal structure, forced to flex against itself, generates heat. This is not metaphor. This is the exact physical process occurring inside the body of a moon. Tidal heating applied to solid rock at planetary scale. Result: the solid interior of Io, not water, not ice, rock, melts from the inside out. A subterranean ocean of magma forms beneath the surface, and that magma under pressure from every direction with nowhere to go, finds the only exit available to it. It goes up. Io has over 400 active volcanoes, not dormant, not periodic. Active right now as you watch this, erupting simultaneously across a surface roughly the area of Europe. But the volcanoes of Io do not behave like anything on Earth. Our atmosphere slows an eruption. Our gravity pulls it back down. Io has neither. Its atmosphere is almost non-existent, a thin, broken shell of sulfur dioxide that offers no resistance. Its gravity is 1/5 of Earth's. When Io erupts, there is nothing to stop it. Volcanic plumes on Io reach 300 miles into space. Let that number land. Mount Everest is 5.5 miles tall. The International Space Station orbits at approximately 250 miles. Io's eruptions clear that altitude and continue rising. The material, superheated sulfur gas moving at supersonic velocity, shoots straight up into the vacuum and spreads across hundreds of miles before the cold of space crystallizes it into solid particles. They fall back to the surface as sulfur snow, vivid reds, pale yellows. The landscape is being continuously repainted by its own fallout. This is why there are no craters. The surface of Io is so constantly remade, buried under fresh lava flows, coated by volcanic snow, redrawn by ongoing eruptions, that no impact scar survives long enough to fossilize. The Moon is geologically younger than the paint on a 10-year-old car. Everything you see on its surface happened recently. All of it is temporary. The ground itself breathes. Under tidal forces, the solid crust of Io rises and falls by over 30 meters every single day. A 10-story building, appearing and disappearing across the entire face of a moon, driven by gravity alone. Not an earthquake, not a volcanic event, just the daily flex of a body trapped between forces it cannot resist. Now, consider what is being lost. As Io's volcanoes blast material into space, Jupiter's magnetic field, sweeping past the Moon at enormous velocity, intercepts it. Sulfur, oxygen, plasma. Over 1,000 kilograms of this material is stripped from Io every single second and accelerated into the space around Jupiter, forming a glowing ring of charged particles, the Io plasma torus, that encircles the planet like a scar. Io has been losing mass this way for billions of years. It is feeding Jupiter, not willingly, not symbolically, through direct physical transfer, its own volcanic output captured by its captor's magnetic field and incorporated into the system that surrounds it. The Moon is being consumed by the planet it orbits. Slowly, continuously, and with perfect indifference. This is not a relationship. It is a process. Physics does not negotiate. We have a habit, an understandable one, of looking at the universe through the lens of habitability. We search for liquid water, temperate climates, stable stars. We scan for the conditions that made us possible and call everything else inhospitable, as though the universe's failure to support human life is a deficiency in the universe. Io does not fit this framework and cannot be forced into it. It is not a failed Earth. It is not a dead world waiting for better conditions. It is something the universe produces far more efficiently than habitable planets. A world in motion. A world under stress. A world that has been actively, violently, continuously alive for longer than complex life has existed on this planet. 4.5 billion years of eruption. 4.5 billion years of tidal compression. 4.5 billion years of feeding the thing that destroys it. And it is not slowing down. When our sun exhausts its fuel and begins to expand, when Earth's surface is sterilized and the inner solar system is consumed, Io will still be there, still orbiting, still erupting, still losing itself, kilogram by kilogram, into the magnetic field of a planet that will outlast almost everything we have ever called home. The universe does not owe us peace. Io has always known this. We are only beginning to understand it.